Welcome to Zelda Speed Runs. We have for you from the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament 2025 a bracket round 1 game 1 double header. On the left is Shatty versus Valence. On the right is Sawneyrath versus ghostDunk. On tracking today, we have Elendar and Tumultalk. I am VT Slacker in the commentary booth, and joining me in the commentary booth is Big Slamu, the #1 seed. How are you doing, Big Slammer?
Oh, I'm doing good. I got the next 2 weeks off, so I figured I'd jump in here and see how these guys are handling the new bracket flags. So I'm looking forward to it.
I've been rolling some fun stuff for them, so we'll see what they get this time.
Yeah, a really interesting setup, right? You got Valence and Shatty both at 2 and 3, are basically our middle of the pack 16, 17 seeds, and then Sawny at what I believe was 3 and 2, going the 7th seed, and ghostDunk at the 26th seed. I mean, in reality, it could be anybody's game. Obviously, left versus left, right versus right. So the head's the only thing that matters. But looks like we're gonna get going right here. And big changes here. The biggest one I would say is there is no candle, right? So these guys are not starting with candle. They will have to work their way through dark caves. What I've seen is most of the time you're not going to find that candle until late because it is not tied to any logic whatsoever. So you see that on Valence's side, right? Heading through our container cave here, and luckily the first two enemies are iridescent orange, and it makes it a lot easier to see. It looks like the overworld encounters are pretty rough for everybody. Holy cow. Multiple deaths on the screen to that combo of red and orange Dyra.
But Valence was able to get through our container cave and found the glove already.
Wow, first item glove. That's got to be a good... I mean, that feels really good to pick that up, right? The only couple items I consider to be truly absolutely required, right? Thunder, Reflect, Glove, and then most of the time Fairy. So even then, at 5.0, Fairy is so much less required than it used to be, so you get one of the big three knocked out, you feel pretty good.
Looks like I've rolled them islands again.
Oh, and there is a red Dyra here in the Heart Container Cave. I didn't even see Valence go up against it, but Shatty's doing pretty good work there. He's also got a bouncy cat, I think, knocking him into the red Dyra, but he'll get his glove here in a second. Hopefully these right-hand side guys get in there soon, too.
Valence finds Bagu and the raft.
Yeah, big change in 5.0. Obviously, this is the first time that we are playing a set of flags, of seeds in a standard tournament where we've got items rolled into different places. We've got spells rolled in different places. So if you haven't seen this, you haven't been around for our Swiss rounds, some new updates to the game, a couple of new people have been contributing, and we've got now basically every single item and spell is shuffled into every single possible place. We've also added new locations, well, a new location being Bagu's house and Bagu's letter to the shuffle pool.
We'll have to see if they can get off of these islands.
Yeah, normally it's a relatively easy walkabout, but looks like these guys are all struggling a little bit to make much progress. So,
did catch a glimpse of the raft tile on Valence's screen.
That's good. Raft tile being one of our 4 connectors, right? So, guaranteed you're going to need the west, the east, and the maze, and then obviously the Death Mountain. Hopefully you don't need it, but you never know if you do. But one of those 4 obviously being the raft, and having the raft from Bagu means you could head pretty quickly off to the east or the west, or maybe even the maze if that's what you want.
Looks like raft goes east. Flute Town, Darunia.
East is definitely an interesting one because you've got a different setup there, right? In terms of checks, things you need. Towns can now be more often blocked by things like flutes and hammers when they couldn't ever be before. So it's just a total change for that, and kind of devalues the East a little bit, but it also has much higher XP enemies and a couple of overworld checks that are relatively easy to get to usually.
As they say, is a glow up for Bagu and the River Devil.
Yeah, and boulders. Don't forget those guys. Well, not so much on this east, it doesn't look like, but you never know when you're going to find a random boulder sitting in the middle of your pathway to Death Valley.
And Barba slithers with the child. So child in P6.
And what was that again? What was that on again?
For Durnia for the flute.
Oh, the flute. Okay, so, I mean, flute's either useless or hard required. There is really no in between. So we'll see what comes out of that, right? If they don't find a flute-blocked palace or a flute-blocked town with a mandatory spell, then I'm assuming they're going to leave that behind.
And Shatty found a connector cave to Maze Island.
Maze is also a good one. It's kind of like a simpler version of the East, right? In terms of you get the East enemies, so you get some of those alphas that can drop up to 500 points. You get 2 items, but you also obviously have to do these caves in the dark. Just a P-bag in the first Maze Island cave, so that's a disappointment.
We got a couple of runners have found Raru, but just a heart container in there.
Yeah, definitely something you want this early. I don't think anybody would say no to a heart container at 4 HC, so.
And no, wouldn't say no to the boots, the other island on the maze.
Wow, that's a pickup right there with the islands west. That's going to accelerate his search through the rest of that. We'll see if he can get over to this. I mean, it's nice to know what this palace is. You're probably not diving it, but you've also got that off walk there to wherever this bridge is going to go. That is P1 on the maze. That's probably the only palace I would consider diving without the any key or a ferry. Shetty does have at least 1 key.
Bridge goes to DM.
That's Disappointment Mountain. No hammer. There's no point for him to be there. Yeah, he's just going to take that quick walk back. A little surprised he didn't want P1, but he's, I guess, slow and steady. He's going to take what he can here. And that was from the east, so you go east to Maze. They've got then all 6 palaces, theoretically, as long as they're not flute-blocked or rock-blocked.
And while we were talking about that, we found a candle.
Ooh, where was that? I missed that one.
ghostDunk found it in Magic Container Cave, where Sawneyrath is right now.
Nice. That's a good. That's. I mean, it's not a required pickup, but it's just something that makes things feel a little cleaner and easier, right? It helps with your kind of, especially building your confidence out on these. This is the first week that these guys are running candleless, right? I know to some degree, most of these runners have run some practice flags with no candle and are working on it, but there's just different levels of comfortability, and turning the lights on never hurts.
Valence is going to pick up his candle now.
Yeah, it seems like Shatty took the detour. He's going to make his way to the candle last and get this heart container just now, but in reality, those boots is going to speed him up all the way across the west here. Yeah, completely.
Keep my head on a swivel to catch everything going on.
Oh man, Shetty has the boots. Stepped on one tile of the bridge, and he just happened to step on the piece of bridge that is a double bridge. So when he tried to double back to get off of it, he was forced into the bridge encounter. So even with the boots, he doesn't avoid the bridge tiles.
It does a tunnel on an island by itself. It's Ruta with the mirror.
Yeah, this is one of those, do you check the fetch quest if you need it? In reality, no. Alright, looks like we got ghostDunk going into... Was this P5 already? No. 2, right?
It's P2.
Yeah. Couple items.
So far we know... Go ahead.
I said a couple items out there. He's also got a key from the small drop pool, so it might be worth it to hang out for a while. P2's definitely doable. I don't know if it's doable on attack 1, but he could make his way through here pretty well.
Yeah, so far we found 2 and a 3-6 on the west.
And then 1 on the maze.
And it looks like the last one on the west is P4.
Yeah, won't be doing that one for a while. Did you see an item count on 4?
I did not catch a glance of it. Valence just left there.
There's a decent amount of items so far, because P1 had 2. This P2 has 2. I don't know how many that 3-6 had, but I also don't know the averages off the top of my head. I feel like that's something that I should be learning, is how many items on average we're going to see in palaces, but
all I know is they can have between 0 and 2, with P5 and P6 having up to 3.
yeah, and I know it's variable, right? So you're not going to have the same number of items every time. You can add junk items to the pool, so the 0 to 2, yeah, but it... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Valence just picked up a hint. Guma sits on the Thunder spell.
That's a great find right there. Ooh, ghostDunk in a relatively time-wasting item room here, but it's worth it, I think, this early to go grab this life spell. The one thing that's different about this versus the Swiss rounds, though, is that can only be 1 heart container if things go wrong here. We have shuffled the effectiveness of the life spell.
Valence did also pick up another hint that Horsehead neighs with the medicine.
Which was blocking what? I don't see anything on a tracker.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It looks like a magic container.
Okay,
so again,
Mito.
Yeah, Mito magic container, nothing major there, but a nice to have. Potentially it required if we've got reflect under the basement. ghostDunk may be out of keys here and still digging, which, yeah, he's out, so there's the key to bail. He got 1 out of 2 items out of there. It's the life spell. If that prevents him from game overing, it's definitely worth it.
And Shatty picked up the water on the grass tile using that boots advantage.
Yeah, he's cruising around the west now. I think he's ahead on the west and the only one to have seen anything in the maze, so having those boots is just definitely speeding up his research here. Finding Bagu's letter, still picking up even though he's got the boots. It seems kind of a sloppy pickup there. That doesn't seem like he's ever going to need that, but maybe he needed some light reading for the fetch quest we're going to do towards the end.
Alright, ghostDunk now in the east.
Nobody's got a jump or a fairy yet, so we're not looking at stabbies. No ups or downs, but I think it's worth knowing where the flute is, so he's going to go check. Shatty in Candle Cave now, so he'll get that. We got Sani popped into the maze for a second and said no. Yep, we knew that Barba had the flute block. ghostDunk knows it as well. We'll see. I mean, we do know 3 or 6 is technically on the west, so there's a chance that we might go back for that one, but I don't think we're doing that without an any key or a fairy spell anytime soon.
Just a heart container and old Kasuto.
Yeah, Sani on his last life here, though. I think you want it. Do one more bop, he would have been done, but looks like he'll get this heart container, and then he should be able to get out of there now with... should be able to take 3 hits from the invisible enemies and get out of there.
But everyone's got their candle now, so we can see everything.
Yeah, everybody having candles almost as beneficial for us as as watchers as it is for them as players, just because the more casual watchers of this game likely have not memorized all the enemy spawns and don't know exactly what these guys are throwing swords at. So it's good to be able to see the gorillas and the moblins and things that they're going after. So.
And ghostDunk just picked up the boots. And Sawneyrath finds a hammer.
So we haven't found a use for that hammer yet, but I don't think there's one on the west. I think we're basically done with the west. But there might be a hammer block in the east, or we might need to get under the rock in Death Mountain. So.
And ghostDunk is doing some more palace diving, this time into P1.
Yeah, I figure if you're going to dive 2, you're definitely going to dive 1. He's got a couple of... Well, this is a dead end to the right, so he's not going to get anywhere here. It's also a dead end to the left. He's got to go up and through a key door, which I don't know his key count, but it can't be that. Oh, this is not the key door room. This is the multiple 4-tile jumps room.
And Valence picking up the life spell from P2.
Yeah, that room it's about 20 seconds once all those things are said and done. Doubly so, right, if you don't have a way to repeat open key doors. He's down a key from that. I think there's something to be said about potentially not grabbing that just to save that key for now, but... Oh, ghostDunk does make the last 4-tile jump, which is... That room is kind of diabolical. You basically have to be halfway off those blocks in order to continue on. He does see a peak room. We got the medicine there, which we knew the medicine was there because Horse had nays with it.
Yeah, Valence had gotten that hint, so ghostDunk didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows that's a magic container or not. I think he does if he's going right here, would be my guess. He seems to be ignoring it, right? That's the other big change that came in at the start of this tournament was palaces now make sense. They actually can be drawn on a map. You are no longer teleporting from one side of the map to the other or going left and all of a sudden being 16 rooms lower than you were just a second ago. So huge win. I think a lot of the community is appreciating the fact that your mind is now no longer just massively confused every time you're walking through these palaces. So.
And I caught a glimpse of it. Did ghostDunk find Horsehead but then left because he doesn't have a key?
That was not Horsehead. That was just another room.
Okay.
So, yeah, he didn't see Horsehead yet. I'm assuming Horsehead's just probably a couple more rooms up to that right. That one was almost done at this point, I'm sure.
And Shatty finds the orange bot, otherwise known as the spell.
Yeah, it took me a little bit to realize what all these things were. Like the water, I think the water jug might have changed pictures once or something, and it took me a while. I'm like, what is this thing that I'm picking up? And now they're all kind of second nature until somebody runs some weird sprites, and then I'm sitting here with no idea what they are again.
Yeah, I don't think we have custom sprites available for the quest items.
Oh, I thought Valence had a full set of... I'm terrible at what people's sprites are, but I thought Valence was running a full set of special items.
Yeah, but the quest items aren't set to allow custom sprites just yet.
I play with my Dragon Lord sprite that's been the same sprite for forever, so I don't know, and I don't want any more custom. I'm very happy with. It was actually made by ghostDunk. I'm very happy with it, and I will continue to use it. No, Nightcrawler. Sorry, not ghostDunk. Come on. All right, Valence back to the east. He's going to the maze, so he's going to cruise over and hopefully get some boots here soon. ghostDunk is exploring Death Mountain, which is...
Mine's Hammer Cave.
That was Hammer Cave?
ghostDunk is in Hammer Cave right now.
Yep, you're right. I'm going to hit that refresh button quick. Shatty making his way back through one for the first time, right? I know. ghostDunk has done that as well. I don't know how much of a payoff it's going to be. Did I see fire come out of ghostDunk's sword just now? So we're probably fire life, is that correct?
That might be, or they might have set their sword beams to be fireballs.
Nope. Well, I don't think he had full health, so.
Nah, and he just threw a regular sword there. So yeah, I believe you're correct. It is fire life.
All right, that's not a bad thing to be linked ranked with life. Life is only 2 bars, so it's not great, but it's useful, I guess. I mean, oh no, it is 3 bars. Sorry, it is a full vanilla 3 bars. So.
Well, even at 2 bars, if you do get fire, you're still throwing cheap spells. It's easy to just stack them up.
Yeah, no complaining about a 12 MP life cast, even if it's only 2.
Valence will be the last to pick up the boots.
Yeah, ghostDunk's probably spent, I don't know, 3 to 4 minutes in here. If this pays off, it pays off big. If it doesn't, it's a time loss he's gonna have to dig back out of. That's for sure.
It's a time loss.
And
Just a regular
it's
key.
a key, but not the key. And he did not have the hammer, right? I think only Shatty has the hammer. So, oh no, Sawney has the hammer. So, unfortunately, ghostDunk's not able to find and turn in, or to find and make the rock block work.
And Shatty did pick up the medicine in P1.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, knowing that palaces are logical now, and seeing that peak room, you basically knew that you just had to go left and down, and you'd be in the peak room. So it's a quick 2 rooms to get it. If you don't know what it's there for, right, you're always going to grab it. I don't know if he knows that's a container, but nobody's got a container yet, so I feel like magic containers are a high priority at this point.
Also go with the fact that we still don't have either the any key or fairy yet.
Yeah, for no logical palace digging, we've seen 3 different runners spend significant amount of time in palaces, which, I mean, I get it, right? It's you gotta get going here, but the game should point you in the right direction, and it's not always going to pay off to go out of logic. So we'll see if anybody actually gets the true payoff here. Shatty does pick up. Oh no, he does pick up a container. There it is. He does not have life. He only has spell, so he cannot heal himself here. But that is the second item in P1. He now just needs to find the boss. I don't know if he has another key, though, and the boss is not guaranteed to drop a key. He'll also spend some time trying to grab this P bag. Theoretically reachable, but no, two swings and he gives up. It's a smart play.
Door there stops him from going up, so got to keep going right.
Yeah, he's pushing pretty hard, looking for. I mean, all that's left now is Horsehead. Again, no guarantee that Horsehead will drop a key, so if he doesn't have one in reserve, he might not be able to finish this palace. As I say that, the rope blesses him with a key. So, and here is Horsehead. So Shatty will be the first gem on the board here with a 9 health Horsehead takedown. Attack 3 seems much more ample to do damage than Attack 2 was. Alright, Guma has jump, we see on Valence's screen as he walks through.
So Guma has jump and thunder.
That's quite the palace. We haven't seen it yet. It's either the other palace on the east or it's going to be in Valley of Death. But jump and thunder both are... I mean, thunder obviously hard required. Jump definitely feels pretty good to grab. There are jump blocks in the pool for the first time ever. So.
Yep, first gem on the board for Shatty.
Yeah, about 23 minutes. That's about when you expect to see your first gem in a normal seed. So he's probably feeling okay. Obviously, nobody has seen a key or a fairy spell, so those have to be somewhere. I'm assuming on the east, or the other option is under the rock in Death Mountain.
Well, let me give you some food for thought. How would you like a volcano east?
But they've boots. I mean, they're getting around, right? I mean, they can get around everything. So.
Not a volcano. They'd have to go through Death Mountain to get to the other side.
Oh, did they? Is it?
Or through the valley.
Is that what we're looking at here? It might be.
It
Holy
might
cow.
be. And they'd have to go through it without ferry.
Or jump.
And Sawneyrath is going in.
You got spell at least, which is I mean, well, I don't know if does Sawny have spell? Ooh, it is rock blocked. There's the he has the rock.
It is marked on his tracker that he has spell.
Yeah, spell will help with these because you got invisible enemies in here too. So a quick spell cast would never be the worst thing in the world. He is. Yep. So he's going to try to encounter skip this next one. On the plus side, if he gets through here, which is no guarantee, then nope. Ooh, how many lives we got left? He's got this last life here. So if he gets through here, he will get a reset at the palace. He does make it through. The invisible Moas are not coming for him. He's got to make it through these two enemies. One is hanging on the ceiling, and the other one is just a red Lizalfos, which should be easy work for a player of Sawny's caliber. He's even going for the experience because he wants that 1190 level. And no more encounters straight into either 3 or 6 here. He's going to up A before he leaves here, but he wants this 1190 level, whatever comes of it. Shatty right behind Sawney, heading into the crossing volcano. Obviously, they're not racing each other, but it is exciting to see 4 of these guys on the same screen. So,
Sawneyrath went in. Or no, just went in just to try to get a little bit more experience.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to dig this last bit of experience. This is his last life. He's got up A. Yeah, he wanted that attack 4. That's a big level. I mean, 2 was horrendous, right? We're still seeing it on ghostDunk's side. ghostDunk needs to get out of attack 2 as soon as he can. But then Sawney being the only one up to 4 is going to give him an advantage traveling through the east. That's for sure.
Sawneyrath got through that blue Lizalfos for only 150 experience.
Yeah, they can pay out big. I mean, they can pay up to 500 in these flags, and not today. ghostDunk spell. That should basically wrap up his work on the west.
Just saw a key drop into the lava on Sawneyrath's side.
Can't feel good, but at the same time, you know you're heading towards logical palaces here. Oh, that spell. Shatty cast the spell, and not the most helpful. Turned them all into the. I don't even know what those guys are called.
Those are Zoras.
Oh, the Zora. Yeah, that makes sense, because Zoras don't hang out in water or anything. Good old Z2 logic.
It's just timeline logic. And Sawneyrath, first item found in the eastern side of the east is the Reflect spell.
I mean, it's required. I mean, he's basically now, he knows where Thunder is. He is a key or a fairy spell away from being in go mode. Obviously, he's going to want some other things. Up stab, down stab, something like that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Where was that? Was that under...
That was underneath the new Kasuto Forest tile.
Okay, new Kasuto Forest, there we go.
Fire spell in Naburu, we know that is linked to life.
Naburu, or... At this point, it's this or it's the boulder, right?
No, I think they still have another town. They've not been into New Kasuto.
Oh, Nukuso. Okay, so Nukusoto's got 2 checks for him. Oh, there's a P-Bag. Yep, P-Bag fire spell, so...
Has 3 checks.
Yeah, but they're not getting the front door check with 4 bags. Shatty could.
Yes, Shatty has 5, so it is possibly in logic.
But Shatty got his out of logic.
And yeah,
Shatty's jar was in a palace.
Palace, and so was the medicine.
I mean, we could still have Jar under the rock in Death Mountain into
Still got water tile.
5 basement. That is true. The water tile's got to be over here somewhere. There it is. Ooh,
there it is.
Careful, Sonny.
I think I'm a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah, there is our logical palace digs with the better of the 2, right? Fairy over the any key.
And of course, the last 2 palaces over here, which we know is GP and P5.
Yeah, P5. Knowing that you've got, I mean, Thunder's in here, and the jump spell's in here. I wouldn't necessarily be diving it, but I guess it's not the worst. It's not a bad decision. It's just preference, right? You know, it's right next to GP. You don't necessarily need to be in here until then.
You think routing-wise, you would take your fairy spell, head back to the west, get the palaces, get down stab, and kind of work your way back to the east.
Yeah, pop over, get up stab, come back, get down stab. It'd be nice. But yeah, Shatty's level magic already, so you'd think Fairy would be easier for him to cast, but it's 40 magic required for Fairy. So instead of the 86 magic that Fairy can roll, Sonny got an easy path here of castable immediately on 4 bars. Fairy pickup for Shatty. Valence is relatively deep into P1 here. Yep, right at the boss, so he will all be the second one with a gem on the board. Both gems out of logic. Shatty's also thinking P5 here. I mean, they're holding enough experience coming in that it makes some sense to walk in here. Welcome into another one of our tournament runners who's actually doing another restream over on his side. So welcome in, the Gob one. Thanks for taking care of that restream. We're gonna try to keep that one spoiler free for those who are watching this one instead. So if you want to watch another tourney match, I believe that was Sigil versus Custom. You can check it out over on his side on the VOD relatively soon.
But just to give an update, had an Islands West, had to go to the east, into Maze Island to get your boots. And to get Palace access was a fairy spell, but you had to go through the Valley of Death without fairy to get to it.
Oh man, this is a beefy Guma. Was that 12 bars of Guma?
I didn't catch it, but I know I did see some orange over there.
And does Sonny have the life spell?
Sonny does not have the life spell. I think Sonny did not go into palaces out of logic.
This could make this, I mean, it looks like he's on 1 hit, but he's doing a phenomenal job, and he's not playing scared, right? The quickest way to die to Guma is play squared and only get 1 attack in per spiky ball cycle, and he's trying to get his 2 or 3 in.
Yeah, you'll get that one time where Guma steps the wrong way and gets you.
Yeah, the step back, fade away, slap you with the ball. Everybody's favorite. Oh, he doesn't fire. Oh boy, is he gonna turn in for 33 XP right here? Wow. He was on a massive power level. I don't know if he knows.
Well, he skipped over it, so I'm assuming so. But I think he just Should have went back and gotten the rest of the XP first before putting the gem in.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of burning a gem right there. I mean, it works. It keeps the power level intact, but it can't feel great. Yep, Shatty now attack 4 against this 12-bar Guma, so it should be the same number of hits as Sony required.
And while we've been hanging out in the east, Valence is in Death Mountain. I think is eyeing that boulder.
Yeah, he's got to find a way to get in there. It looks like it's pretty well shielded.
Only problem is we kind of know where those major items are, and we can get to all the palaces. So
yeah, I mean any key could be under the boulder, so that would change the routing for him and get him going. But that's about the only thing that's going to open him up. We are left versus right on the runners on this, so. You got Shatty and Valence on the left running against each other, and ghostDunk and Sawney on the right. And I totally missed what was in the boulder.
it was just a magic container.
I mean, it's a container. Those are good. They're not a key, but they're good. Shatty finishes off Guma. Takes the level and will ignore the items, it looks like, which he knows he needs Thunder, so he's got to come back.
But does he know? Does he have the hint for it? Is the thing.
Oh, that's true. I don't know if he got that hint.
I think Valence was the one I believe who saw the hint. I don't know if anyone else saw that same hint.
So Shatty with Fairy here can grab down stab, up stab, and I believe he has the turn in for. He does have the medicine, so he can turn in for one more jar in Mito if he wanted before he goes on a palace clearing spree.
So Sawneyrath found jump in P5. We've got ghostDunk fighting Rebo. So it is 3 on the west. If my colors are correct.
ghostDunk trying to do this Rebo on attack 2 is just. It's going to be rough. That attack 2 seems very underleveled. I think it's below vanilla almost. Not fun.
No, excuse me. It was 3 in the Valley of Death.
Oh, so he's in the middle of VOD. Okay.
Yep. So 6 on the east, or the west. Excuse me.
Yeah, which has the mirror, which we don't need, right?
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember. No, it was Barbara Slithers with the child.
Either way, we don't need those things.
Yep, you can leave the child there with the huge lava snake.
ghostDunk is trying to power his way through he gave up on down stabless attack 2 Rebo. Now he's trying to power his way through the second half of this palace. He dropped a life here. I would personally go back and try to up A in the palace again to get that life back, because you know you've got a bunch of lava encounters you got to get through still. But he chooses to press on here, and he's going to try to make his way through here with just a couple of lives left. Shatty did get the Thunder hint in Mito, so Shatty is also in the same amount of knowledge as Valence. Valence still has not gone to the east to do the crossing, right? He's the last one left to not go across.
Correct.
Shatty to P4, itemless P4. Did Sawney get Thunder? I didn't see him grab it, but I would assume that he's not leaving without it.
It's not marked on his tracker, so I did not see him get it either. I saw him get jump.
Interesting. I don't know if he has the hint either, I guess.
Shatty. Sorry?
So I would say Shatty's taking the new time-tested strategy of take every single drop as far as you can in palaces to try to find the boss, and makes his way through a series of about 4 drops there and this should lead the way to the boss, because every drop will always either lead back to the start of the palace or through the boss to the way out. There are no dead ends per se that are soft locks. Alright, Valence making his way through the Valley of Death as well here. He's currently on the encounter skip trying to fight that invisible Moa so he doesn't get the bop while in transit. He gets out of there. Okay, so he's going to be in, and he'll be able to reset at P3. ghostDunk picks up Reflect as he's out and over on the east side of the east at this point.
Sawneyrath just picked up Downstab.
Shatty's working his way through Trigonometry class here, trying to take out the... there we go. Taking out the sine waves, taking out the straight beams. He's doing a much better job than I do on these trigonometry equations. Yeah, not having to go back to the maze is going to be helpful for him, right? It's not super long, but you got to take that long walk around, and there's one forced encounter, so he just needs to find P6 over here, and then what's left? He's got P3, and then
P6 and P2 here on the west, and then 3 in the valley.
Yeah, so he's cruising pretty quick here. Then he'll be off to the races. He does have to go back into 5 to find that thunder, but he's doing the same thing that all of us have done a million times, which is it's been about 20 minutes since you've been on the west, and you can now finally dive palaces. So you gotta figure out and remember where your palaces are so you can go dive them. He does find P6 here, and he'll be able to go find Barba. One item. I make the assumption that if I see a 1 or a 0 item palace of 3 or 6, it's going to be 3. It's not always true. It's not even usually true, but I wouldn't be surprised if Shatty's doing the same thing and thinking he's diving into 3 here before he... But nope, those windows will tell him he's in 6 and he could be in for the long haul.
Yeah, and looking at all 4 trackers, I think they're going with the theory it's P3 until told otherwise.
Yeah, unless you see 3 items, you're never sure, right? But I always make the assumption 2 or 3 is going to be P6, and 1 or less is going to be P3. And it doesn't always pay off, but it seems like it's right more than it's wrong.
First you talk about trigonometry, and now you're talking about statistics and probability.
Hey. We're a bunch of nerds playing old school Nintendo games. We're nothing if not math magicians out here. This is coming from the guy who plays probably the most mathematical Nintendo Randomizer in DWR. So the only game I actively pull out a spreadsheet in the middle of the race.
Sawneyrath and ghostDunk in the same palace, I believe P2.
Yeah, this should be 2. Yeah, there you go. There's the windows. A nice darker blue, so you know that it's offset. Sometimes, honestly, you can never be sure with the difference in types of hardware that people are running on, or an emulator versus whatever. Those 2 blues could be the same exact blue, same exact palace. But this time we know that Shatty, Sonny, and ghostDunk are in different palaces. The brick pattern also helps on that, but sometimes you get the same brick pattern with a similar color.
And Sawneyrath saw the life spell and didn't go after it because he's already got fire.
Yeah, that's a good play. It saves him a good 20-30 seconds, right? Which, I mean, 30 seconds in this this version of this rando at this caliber is a big deal, right? I mean, I would say, these flags probably average 110, and I would say our top tier runners are probably averaging closer to 102, 103. So 30 seconds is a much bigger chunk of time than it was when this rando was consistently at, you know, $110, $120. Shatty skipped one of the newer lefts in this palace, and I wonder if he is slightly confused by this one. It's one up from here. This left, next left, right here. Nope. There was a left in there that he skipped. That it's a down stab and either jump or up stab block. No, it's not a jump or up stab block because you can kind of hack through it. But it looks like a down stab and up stab block. And he looked at it and turned away. But it looks like there's other options here. So Valence picks up their fairy, and they should be off to the races. Or do they not have boots? They do boots, so they got fairy. They just haven't marked it yet.
Yeah, they have fairy marked. Looked at P5 and thought better of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to do it right now. There's no reason not to do it right now. I mean, it's doable. But I like coming into P5 with, you know, attack 5, life 6, both stabs, everything I can have, everything I could want.
And I think Valence figured out that just go back to the west, clear it out, and just start your run through to all the way through.
Yeah, basically just do everything twice, right? Full clear from the west to the east, and then go back and do all your palaces west to east.
First gem on the board for ghostDunk. Shatty did the same mistake we have all done, down stabbed a block over lava.
Oh yeah. If you haven't done that, you're not part of the community yet. He can't even blame the fact that he just got the glove, because he's had that glove for 45 minutes. I guess down stab is new, but...
Yeah, sometimes I've had to make a mental note. Okay, I have down stab, I have glove. I cannot down stab here.
Shatty's still digging. He seems lost here. There it is. Okay, he found the way. And this will be 4 for him.
Yep.
Yeah, looking at the side-by-sides, right, I think that puts him, by virtue of just getting to that fairy significantly earlier, puts him a good bit ahead of Valence right now. That being said, this game, as much as any, is very, very, very swingy, and it's not over until somebody takes out Dark Link, so don't want to see anything there yet. I feel like ghostDunk and Sawney are basically, I would say, neck and neck, but in two totally different worlds, right? They're kind of doing different things, and have converged a little bit now, and we'll just basically see them, Palace Rush from here on out.
And I think we're having problems with Valence's stream, because I saw we of course can see their full stream, and you could see them actually pressing on the controller. They have it where it shows what buttons they're pressing, and we're seeing stuff. There it is. There, we're back.
Yeah, I think Valence is hardware. I don't know the full crew. I know Shatty's on a Mister. I believe ghostDunk and Sawney are emulator players, which is, at this point, as technology continues to age, emulator is definitely the safest way to play these games. To not get these kind of lockouts and things like that. But some of us old fogies like playing on things that feel like hardware.
Well, of course, also there's the lag from an emulator.
Yeah, which, I mean, Z2 is, of the games that I've played, the one that feels the absolute worst on emulator versus on hardware, so... there's one game I had to not, like, if I could only play one game on hardware and I'd play everything else on emulator, I'd be playing Z2R on hardware, that's for sure. Alright, Shatty going to get the life spell? I thought he was already in here. I guess he didn't have a key at the time. He abandons. Okay, I think he just didn't recognize the room.
Well, the thing is, he has it also marked on his tracker that he has it.
Yeah, I thought he picked that up. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, he might have just saw it and just left it there, or.
Yeah, I don't know. He might. Yeah, I think he might have been down a key or just abandoned it.
It doesn't have the fire spell either, so. No
Yeah,
safety.
No shield either, right? So.
I also love seeing on the right side Sawneyrath and ghostDunk in the same palace again.
Yeah, I mean, when they converge, right, they were basically right on top of each other from a progression standpoint. So it's basically go as fast as you can. Ooh, Shatty is going down a path here that is a block that I don't think he realizes what he's doing. Yep. These new rooms are tricky. There's over 100 new rooms, and even some of our most prolific runners aren't all the way familiar with everything yet. That room, I believe Elendar built it, but that was one of my brainchilds. I drew that thing up on a whiteboard and sent Elendar a picture, and he made it up for me. So thank you to Elendar and that whole team for all their work on obviously all the changes and updates to the randomizer, but then also to the team that was pushing all the new rooms through and making those changes. So it feels like Z2R has gotten a new lease on life here and the fresh start. And I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I've been playing since 3.0 and have enjoyed it. But I feel like we've taken this thing into the 20th century, and appreciate the team that's put so much effort into that. Shatty on to Helmet Head here. This will be his last boss in the west. So he has a 3 and a Thunder to get.
ghostDunk out of the palace. I didn't see if they got the boss in here or not.
It doesn't look like it because that was 6, right? And
yeah, I didn't see it.
It's not marked complete on their tracker, and I don't know how. Some people stop tracking as hard when they get into go mode just because that's less important. I wonder if there was a downstab block that he thinks he was missing.
But Valence takes down Karok. I think that's gem number 2 for them. And all 4 runners are kind of in the same go mode. We've got Fairy, we've got Reflect, we've got Glove. It's clearing out palaces and then picking up Thunder from P5.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how if Shatty can get it relatively quickly. It'll also be interesting if Shatty if the jump spell is required, a required path to get to Thunder, because jump is basically the only thing that can stop Shatty now.
And that one room people do not like to talk about in GP.
Good old key room.
That's the one. Of course, he does have 3 keys in tow.
Yeah, I figured 3 keys, and I don't think he's gonna burn them all in. I don't think he's gonna burn them all in P3, but we'll see. Interesting fairy. I don't know if that was an interesting one. When you fairy skip through the encounter next to the brick, you end up on the brick, and you don't need a hammer. So that was an unexpected hammer skip from Shatty.
Good to know. Have that in the back pocket.
So hammer is, well, I guess you could have link feeded and got the same result. So hammer is therefore not required for the seed.
Well, logically it is. We like to play outside of logic sometimes.
I mean, technically, Fairy Feet and Link Feed are in logic.
Yeah, but I don't think the randomizer itself recognizes Link.
No, the randomizer definitely expects that to be to be rock blocked. At least I hope so. Otherwise, Elendar's getting a talking to. Yeah, when this randomizer gets to mandatory link feed just to progress, we're in trouble.
Then we'll just have an NMG category.
So if link feed become required, I'm retiring at that point. I can screen scroll, I can fairy feet, I can do most of the classical Z1 things, but I've not learned link feet.
That's something I have to learn, screen scrolling.
Screen scrolling is just fairy feet without a visual cue. Or with a less easy to use visual cue. Alright, Shatty has 6 gems, needs Thunder, but is heading to P5, which has Thunder in it. Hopefully he's heading to P5. Shatty has been known to try to enter GP without all of the required things. Usually it's a gem that he's forgotten to place. That's not the case today, but he might try to enter without a Thunder spell. Alright, ghostDunk, having exited, gotten down stamp, come back in, finishes, well, finds Barba before Sani does. This 6 was a workaround, that's for sure. I know Shatty spent a good amount of time in here. I don't know the path in this 6, but...
Well, I think it was that room you were talking about, the path to the left that requires downstab to get through the blocks there that might have held up ghostDunk.
If that's the case, Sani is there, or Sani just went the wrong direction on that again, so hopefully Sani will turn around. That being said, ghostDunk still attack 3. There's a massive difference in levels here between Sani and ghostDunk.
Yep, Shatty going into P5.
And there is a P2 takedown for Valence. So, Valence continues to plug along here. That would be the... was that third gem? Yeah, okay. So, Shatty knows, or Shatty doesn't know, but we know there's a clock on Shatty that's about 10 to 12 minutes long for Valence to get those other 3 gems, so... ghostDunk, meanwhile, turning in the Barba gem, which puts them at... is that just 2 gems so far? Because they didn't do P1.
Only showed 2. They only have 2 marked on their tracker. I don't have our tracker in front of me, so...
So we got 2 to 2 on the right-hand side, but they share P2, but that's it. There you go, Sani finding his way into the barber. Hopefully he doesn't take a haircut here and can finish off this palace.
And now Valence into P6.
Very good barba fight from Sani there. Pretty aggressive. Sani has definitely gotten more aggressive on his boss combats. Underrated skill to be able to take these guys out fast. I believe that's attack 7 if he wants it. He does take it. So he'll probably be power leveling after that. Yeah, I think we're going to see, yep, we're going to see simultaneous 4s here from ghostDunk and Sawny. And then probably simultaneous 1s.
Yeah, right now it's pretty much the same room.
Which means that Sawny is winning by what essentially amounts to a single dive of 5, but he's got to go back to get that Thunder spell that Shatty just picked up. No jump for Shatty though, so Thunder is not in the same direction as Shatty. Shatty could be blocked by 2 different rooms in GP, so he is not fully in the clear here. He could be blocked by the key block room, and he could be blocked by the jump glove block. So both blocks requiring a glove. He's got that. He does not have the necessary component for the other half of either of those. So, but first one in GP, sub an hour. Right, we're coming up on the hour mark, and Shatty is in GP for game 1 against Valence.
Speaking of which, happy 1 hour, everybody.
Yeah, again, just a huge thank you to ZeldaSpeedRuns for putting this thing on, right? I know ZSR has been a great partner of Z2R for a really long time, and I do appreciate these guys continue to support everything that we do, and every single time we've got a big stream, the ZSR team has been here to support, so thank you guys.
And by the way, Shatty does have the fire spell.
That's good. Having one of the two, right? Having fire or life is usually enough in these GPs. Standard tournament GPs are not usually that rough, so we will take what we can get, and I think one of the two is enough. How much does it cost to have Magic 6? It could be as low as like 8 or 9. I don't think it's quite there, but
I didn't get a look at it.
No jump is going to be a little painful for Shatty in this one, but he should make his way through here pretty okay. Other than the fact that he's getting about 6 frames per second. Sawny quickly through P4 there. Takes out Carrick. Shatty with a phenomenal takeout of that Foca.
Yeah, he broke it open, but luckily he was able to keep it pinned against the wall.
Yeah, pinned him in there quick and just didn't let him out. And that was a good play.
He's also had to make 2 fairy saves on the way so far.
Alright, Sawny with 4 down. He is going to be headed to the maze. Looking for his P1. Shatty picks up a key there, which should solidify the fact that he is... Oh! Oh! Shatty was not happy about that dunk into the lava. That Blue Knight kind of did him a little dirty by jumping over and then stabbing him in the back. But yeah, that key should keep Shatty safe from the key block room. So all we're worried about is the jump glove.
And that blue Foca almost sniped him again.
Ooh, this room has quickly become a favorite of runners for that extra life. I feel like it's a nice little nicety that GP doesn't normally provide, which is a 1-up in the chaos. There was one room previously that used to give a 1-up at times, and it's nice to have another one.
Not only that, it has a 50-50 statue as well. It is pretty much a full recovery room.
That's true. It's something I don't normally think about because I'm usually running away from the bird knight that's hanging out in there, but that is very true. Oh, Shatty sees the invisible Moa for the first time. At life 7, they're pretty trivial, but they can appear in rooms with lava, so. This is the only path in GP. GP's branched off a couple of times, but it's all either dead-ended or come back together here, so. Fairy block, which I think we've already been fairy blocked in this one, so. Valence making his way through P6, continuing to make steady progress towards those 6 gems. Time is running out though as Shatty approaches Thunderbird. Meanwhile, ghostDunk has continued to struggle to find the boss at P4, which a little surprising to be honest. I feel like Sawny made it through there so quickly that it seemed like a pretty direct path. Shatty took a death on Thunderbird, so he is on his last life. No, he's +1, so he does have an extra life still.
Yep, he's got two lives left, counting this one. He had to take a death because he didn't have enough magic for Thunder. As you see, it is taking over 4 bars of magic for Thunder.
Gotta love that 72 MP Thunder at Magic 6.
So not enough magic for Reflect, and of course does not have Shield.
Yeah, Shield must have been hiding somewhere. I feel like we saw almost everything. Shield hidden behind the flute block in New Kasuto, probably?
Possible. Didn't really go into New Kasuto, did we?
No, nobody. I don't think anybody. There's one flute pickup. Sonny's got the flute, but we did not need. All right, Shatty. I mean, there could be anywhere from 2 to 15 rooms left in this GP, so we'll see. We'll see how much is left. He's got a decent amount left in the tank still. Meanwhile, Valence finds Barba. That is a fun Barba sprite. I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, it's part of the that sprite set. Valence did a lot of changes to enemies, to even the townspeople, to match the video game it's from.
No, that's a good looking set. That also the one of the things that I like about sets like that is you can still tell what everything is, right? Like as I'm sitting here commentating, I didn't have to sit there and wonder, okay, like what are these things that he's picking up, or what are these things that he's doing? It's good to know that it still looks like things that they're supposed to look like.
Well, except for the raft is a skateboard somehow.
I mean, that's pretty obvious to me. I mean, coming from the guy who plays with the, what do I have, a balloon or something as my raft?
Oh, I would change the raft to different things, different items.
Ooh, Shatty with a 3-way here. Ooh, with another left. So there are 4 different routes left. Couple of lefts, 3 lefts and a right. This is where decision making really, I feel like, is going to start changing. Long term is when you've got an odd number versus an even number of rooms to the left and the right. This is obviously odd and odd, but if you had 2 rooms to the right, and it's all trivial anyways as Shatty walks into Darklink, but if you had 2 rooms to the right there, I would be less willing to go to the right than I would be to the left at that point, just because what I've seen is an even number of rooms very often just loop back into themselves.
And that's what I think he saw there, because I think there was 2 or 3 passages left, and really only that one right. That's why he took the right. Plus, also the lefts would kind of start heading back towards the direction he'd come from. So,
yeah, lots of new strategy, and I really appreciate the depth of strategy that's come from the new palace layouts. So, but with that, Shatty takes down the requisite 8 stabs of himself, and will take down game 1 of the 16-17 matchup over Valence. Looks like a time of 107.45. Shatty takes it down. Shatty is exuberant and happy there. I talking to him earlier, I don't think he was expecting to win this match. So he will take it. We'll see if we can get him in here.
And Valence has forfeited from their side, so it's just Sawneyrath versus ghostDunk on their race right now.
See if we can get the 2 guys on. I don't know. Are invites going out at this point, or are they holding it?
No, I had just told them to just jump into the waiting room I didn't want to put anything in the race room while another race was still going.
Perfect.
So we are joined in the commentary booth by Valence, and Shatty will be here shortly.
There we go.
GG's.
Yo.
So want to go with the kind of the main points of this. First, Shatty, you were the first to get the boots out of the maze.
Oh man. Okay.
So how'd you feel when you saw that and noticed that the west was now open up?
I was more excited about just seeing the maze. Dark caves I'm still kind of getting better at, I would say. So finding the maze is like huge because it's a lot of XP. I can get like a few levels. Once I get up to like 3-3 or something like that, dark caves become a little bit more manageable. So I was ecstatic to see the maze like that quick. And then yeah, I saw boots and I was like, all right, let's let's go get down stab, which I wouldn't get for like ever, but that was my thought at the time at least.
And then the next kind of major point would be the decision to go through the valley.
Yeah, I mean I think everything was over there, right?
You were actually the second of the four runners to go through the valley, but you were right behind. I believe it was Sawneyrath who went first.
They used to
Yeah,
throw me for a loop, but man, I've been grinding it out. And I knew I had to go through, so I was hoping to get jump or ferry. Like that was my goal on the east before up A and then going back.
yeah. I think both of you spent a fair amount of time in palaces outside of logic. Is there any? Has that changed for you guys in this new version, or did you just feel like you kind of had to?
I had 7 keys. Like we're getting close to letters.
I was less fortunate with keys, but it was just kind of a risk. Like, hey, maybe if I find, because P2 had 2 items, a bunch of palaces had 2 items. So it's like if I find 1 or 2, even if I don't finish it, maybe it'll be something useful. And 2 had life, and that helped a bunch. So I wasn't too upset with that, but I wasn't
Yeah,
getting a lot of key drops, unfortunately.
yeah. I saw you make that life pickup. I think you were the first one to it, and you definitely used it to keep chugging along.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think there was anything required in a in a palace outside of Thunder.
Yeah. GG's, by the way. I didn't see you sneak in. Oh my god, I got so lucky on Thunder. Just, I mean, horseshoe up my butt lucky.
You did not have that Mito hint before you went back for downstab, or
I didn't have it, and I had already killed Guma.
Jeez.
Like I was going back there forever because I still had all the palaces. Like you said, a lot of palaces had like 2 items, and I was just gonna clear out. So I mean, just stupid lucky, just like dumb. That's why some people don't want to play with hints.
well, and neither of you made it neither of you grabbed the flute, right? Because I think it was kid blocked. So there was 3 items.
I
You guys all left there.
I did grab the flute just because by the time I got back to East with Fairy to get upstab, I had the kid, so it's like might as well.
Oh, I missed
Because
that. But you didn't make it into New Kasuto yet, though,
I
right?
didn't make it into New Kasuta though. I was on my way, but Shatty already won, so I was like, oh bummer. But I was gonna, because it's like right there. I'm like, might as well dip in and see if there's anything useful there before doing 5, and then GP
Yeah,
after 3.
I think
Uh,
are any keys in there.
Would have been nice to have.
Yeah, right. Any key was fairy blocked, technically, or I think at that point. So, kind of interesting. Just quick note on the other side of things. Both ghostDunk and Sawneyrath are digging Death Mountain, and I have no idea why.
Oh
oh wow,
no.
how about that? One
I
thing I
did
was
dig
really
it.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I did find it, and I was like, might as well check it just because still hadn't found fairy or something else. So, and I had hammer. I just got hammer. I'm like, might as well poke around. But after I got Boulder Block Cave, I'm just like, I'm out. I can't find it. Who cares? Hopefully, I know where Thunder is, and I have glove, and hopefully I'll find the other stuff. And I did. So it's like, yay.
Yeah, it sounds like neither one of these guys got the Mito hint. So by not taking the 7 seconds to pop into that house in Mito,
No, yeah,
they're both going to lose minutes here.
I made it a point because I got into the habit of like finding a sign and being like, it's just like a pea bag town or whatever. It's like, I don't need to go in there. It's like, well, maybe there's a hint. Go and find the hints. So you know, you have info.
Well, and I didn't know this until I think a couple weeks ago, but one of Glove, Thunder, and Reflect will always be hinted.
Yeah, Fairy Thunder or Reflect.
There we go. Yeah, those things. Which I didn't know that was a thing until a couple weeks ago. So now knowing, like, if I haven't seen that hint, then I'm checking every single hint.
Yeah.
But this isn't about me. This is about you guys. And we are one match into what I'm hoping will be an exciting, thrilling 3-match series. Do you guys have plans for a second yet, or still trying to figure that out?
No plans yet, but our schedules align, which is always nice. So I don't think we'll have trouble getting it scheduled, but yeah.
No,
nothing
yeah.
put on the schedule yet. I guess we have 2 weeks to do these. So.
Yeah, 2 weeks is a long time.
This
tournament's gonna end sometime in March at this point, I think. But here we
maybe
are.
not for all of us, but, yeah. So we'll get something together. Like I said, that's the best thing to get matched up with somebody who's your schedule aligns with. So yeah, hopefully we can just keep playing.
Yeah, I heard Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern is a great time to run race 2.
Yeah, 3. I guess the game's at 3:30 tonight.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at my computer that's in Pacific time, not the computer that's in Eastern time.
Just to interrupt, Sawneyrath found the any key in P3.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
And that was in Death Valley. Yeah.
Yep.
Or Valley of Death. No, Death Valley.
You can call it Death. It is Valley.
Yeah, you can call it either one.
Yeah.
Where were either Jump or Shield?
Jump was in 5. There was a hint for it somewhere.
Yep.
Shield was in New Kasuto, which was the blocked. What you call it?
Grandma?
Larryville.
Yeah, it was a grandma's basement or one of those things, and it was blocked by.
Or a spell tower?
It was one of them. I don't know which one. Sawny got them all.
Yeah, but that was the town that was surrounded by the River Devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys also all got a kind of rude awakening with the first couple of encounters you got. I think you guys both game overed to initial enemies in overworld encounters.
That was so gross.
That
Yeah,
double dire in your face.
Double red dire was pretty mean.
Well, and then the first cave had a dark red dire too. So
Yeah, but it handed
Oh,
you the
I
glove
lucked out of that one.
immediately.
any plans to do anything differently in race 2 Valence, or just keep running your same race and do it a little faster this time? What's the plan?
I don't know. I mean, because the boots could have been anywhere, and I had no idea. Like when I went east, I saw the town. Like, let's just pop into town. My levels aren't good, so I don't really want to stay here very long. And I still had almost every other cave to do in the west. So I was like, just clear out west, and then we'll keep exploring after that. And that's just, staying in east is a risk. I didn't take it. It didn't work out, and you just have to make that judgment call each time. Same thing with like dipping palaces early out of logic. Like sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. Everyone's so good too, and it feels like if I play things too conservative, I'm just gonna lose on time anyway, even if I do play well. So it's like you kind of have to take risks. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if those boots were say
that.
a blue jar or something, Shetty would have been in a rough way. So
Yeah,
it makes perfect sense, right? I think even with those boots early, right? I was sitting there, I'm like, this is not a done deal, and you're on your way back.
Definitely not.
If I know anybody, I know how Shetty plays this game, and you can definitely beat him. That's for sure.
I'll guarantee that. Hey, I couldn't agree more with like the last point though. There, like, just gotta like I was so scared not having jump, especially, and not having like shield. And I saw that kid, like you could see the kid through the wall, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I just gotta go. I just gotta go. I was like, man, if jump is like required in GP, and like, you know, it's sitting in this stupid flute town, but like, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and then obviously looking forward, right? I mean, this is what 5 rounds of this stuff, so you guys are looking at potentially up to 15, 18 matches of this. Is that
Doubtful.
Say looking forward to that, or is that something that you would
Boy, that sounds
like
great.
to move on?
I don't know. I still haven't passed the first bracket rounds of standard. So even if my tournament doesn't go super well, even if I win just this one and then lose in the next one, that's at least an improvement. But hey, NIT is fun, so you know that's not so bad either.
I don't know. I think I put you guys as favorites over your next round opponent. I think so.
Yeah, I have so much going on, so I'm just can't just try to keep it all scheduled and all together. Can't look too far ahead.
Say the Christmas holiday is over. Now it's time for all the
Yeah, it's tournament season.
It's go
time.
Every tournament wants to start in January, so.
Yeah, so we decided to sign up for all of them. So we'll see how that goes.
quick update on the other race. Sonny did find his Thunder in P5, and he is working his way through GP. Which, Shadow, I don't know what you thought. I know you were a little disappointed by the blue bird, but other than that, it seemed like a pretty friendly GP.
Yeah, not too bad. Fire Life is like super nice. Fire Life
Was that what
healing
Fire
you
was?
like 4 bars or whatever it was. Like,
I thought it was
a-
reflect for a second.
There's a
But I
3
guess
bar,
that was,
3 bar life that
definitely
cost
life.
8.
Yeah, it was definitely life because I was spamming it like crazy.
Yeah, I thought I tested it when I had not full health, so I could see, but I guess I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, life is randomized in this too, right? So
Yeah, 1 to 5.
yeah.
So you got a vanilla.
get a big one is always very helpful. The 1-up trap room was like easy, which was good.
Yep, Sonny just took a death, so he is down to 2 lives in GP. But he's on his way to that 1-up trap room, I think. So I don't think he's gonna miss it.
I mean, I go down there every time anyway. But sometimes I can get through there without dying, which is nice. It's a funny room. So
Worst case scenario, it's a full refill. Oh, the blue Foco is much nicer to Sonny than he was to you, Shatty.
I mean, just so unfair. It's just so frustrating, that room. But yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Sonny says no to the 1-up.
Might be thinking it's too much time to go get it.
Also says no to the
Race.
fairy. Holy cow, Sonny's going.
Plus,
Yeah,
also,
Thunder was expensive too, so
I saw that. I was confused. I saw you walk in, and I'm like, okay, Shatty will take care of this Thunderbird fight, and then we'll just move on. I'm gonna look at somebody else, and then I look back, and you were starting the fight again. I didn't realize that your 4 bars
two
wasn't
short
enough.
or something. Yeah, like 2 points short or something.
What were your levels going into GP?
6, 7, I think, or 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 and 7. Thunder was still like 70 something.
Dang.
I think I had to cast Fairy like right before, and it just like wasn't enough.
Yeah, it was a
Yes.
hard fairy block into a
That's what it was. Yeah.
T-bird. So I don't think there's any world where you have enough.
Yeah, Sonny's at Magic 6 and it was 75.
Yeah, that's what it was for me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that math, but 75 plus 40 is it's more than you have. So you either need
It looked so close. Like it looked so close.
Yeah, you either need
such a bummer
an
hitting select and nothing happening.
Sonny with a very quick T-bird kill. If anything, I think Sonny had the fastest kills of all 6 bosses. It was insane. It was a clinic from him. Unfortunately, a full clear of the overworld and the underworld will slow you down. But
Wait,
I
was
don't need to, sorry, go ahead, Valence.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna ask. Like, did he last location Thunder?
He did.
Yeah.
He did not get the hint, and
Oh.
he did everything
Oh
else.
man.
But he also, he's still the only one in GP on that race. So ghostDunk is finishing up. ghostDunk is finishing up Guma right now, but has not found Thunder in P5 yet. So technically, Sonny still probably has a good 8-9 minutes left.
Sonny's just doing it for the fans, so everybody knows where everything was.
But I wouldn't be surprised he skipped that one up in the fairy just because he's already seen a dot done and thinks he's running out of time.
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like I don't know how I feel entirely about those the four-way race when you've got the same race room, because I don't know what that does to you, right? Like you see somebody dot done at 107. Does that change how you play the rest of the race? It is what it is, right? I mean, it creates a much better watching experience, I think. So thank you guys for being willing to do it.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, absolutely. Done it in
Yeah,
the past, I'm pretty sure, with Z2.
Yeah, I
But
know.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
we just raced on our schedule. They're the ones that changed to our time, so they kind of.
I don't even know if anybody changed. I think we literally
No.
had 3 matches scheduled at
Yes.
20.
Oh, they weren't an hour earlier. Oh, okay.
Nope. We've have about 6 or 7 races scheduled for tonight. I think
God.
one just started at 11 just now.
Yeah, I think it was 8 races tonight.
So
And there's GG's from Sony.
Yep, Sonny will be punching his ticket to 1-0, which I think this was a rematch of week 5, right?
I believe so.
So these guys are going to play each other again and again. We might get 4 matches in a row of ghostDunk and Sonny if things go that way. But yeah, get your GGs out there for Sonny. Again, these are 2 head-to-head races. So Sonny is the winner of the right side race and will move to 1-0 in the first round of brackets. And Sonny has joined us here in the booth. Congratulations, Sonny, on your win.
Thanks. I screwed the pooch on this one. I should have gotten the second item in 5 when I saw it was 2 items, but I did not.
Yeah, the thing you don't know is there was a hint for that Thunder in Mido.
No, I'm not surprised. I've been playing without hints, so it's something I'm starting to get used to again, is having to full clear the seed.
No, that's fair.
Hello.
ghostDunk has elected to forfeit and has joined us in here as well. So, GG's ghostDunk, welcome in.
GT's welcome. If I'd been able to execute a little bit better, I wouldn't be so far behind.
Yeah, there was a spot there where it was you were fighting Horsehead, or not Horsehead. You were fighting Rebo
Yeah.
at a at 213 without downstab.
Yeah.
And like if you finish this is a bold maneuver, and it'll put you a little bit ahead. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you didn't find the item in 3, which was the any key.
Yeah. It after that point it stopped being such a problem. The key, but yeah, I didn't find the item, which was unfortunate. And then I just this race I've been trying to go like a little like. I was trying to be a little more aggressive and make plays like the 2-1-3, you know, just the get in the palace and as soon as possible. So it was a try.
Speaking of make plays, Sonny, you turned down a fairy and a 1-up in GP. You
Yep.
are crazy.
Yeah.
Even after taking a lava bath.
Yeah. I mean, I blame the game that I've been de-rusting instead of practicing this for bringing my sanity to that level. So, yeah, it's a thing.
I am glad you're on the opposite side of the bracket as me, because you are insane.
Well, when you get the bottom, when you get last place in Swiss, you go up against Sony. So
No, you finished ahead of the 3 DNFers, so
oh, okay. Well,
take that to heart.
oh yeah, no, I'll always continue to play. But yeah, I can see why he might have, like, you know, when you have, you know, a dot done and a forfeit at that point in GP, I can see why you'd want to save as many seconds as possible.
Yeah, and honestly, ghostDunk, you were in this thing, I would say, up until 4. You spent a lot of time in 4. I thought it was a relatively simple path. I mean, it's tough watching 4 runners, but Shatty and Sawny both got through 4 in like 3 minutes. And I kept looking back at you, and you're still in 4, and still in 4, and still in 4. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I'll watch the VOD back and see. Maybe I messed up my algorithm, or I got lost or something.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a different. I mean, it's changed all of our brains of how we play through palaces. So it's a fun and new. It's definitely kind of breathed some new life into the game, and it's definitely making it interesting. And honestly, I think it also makes it a little more dynamic, and I think anybody can win a race. Speaking of, do you guys have a game 2 scheduled yet?
Not yet. We have not gotten to scheduling game 2 yet.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, Sonny, hit me up. I'll let you know. I'll look at my schedule again.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So just so everybody out there knows, round 1 is best of 3. Round 2 will also be best of 3. We don't go to best of 5 until the finals. So everybody's got at least 2 matches. So these guys, both pairs, will be running again sometime either later this week or early next week. And then if we've got games 3, they'll be coming soon after that. So a lot of Z2R coming in the next couple of weeks here. So definitely get excited about that. Throw it out to the whole crew here. Any final thoughts? Any thank yous? Anything you guys would like to throw out there?
Well, just thanks for restreaming and doing this for us.
Yeah, huge thank you to the restreamers. That makes it so much fun to have commentary and be able to restream on ZSR. Really appreciate that, and shout out to the one friend I know is watching, Malum. I appreciate all the support.
Yep. GG's, everyone. Well done.
Right. GG's. Thanks.
Indeed.
Bye.
GG's. Thank you all for putting the broadcast on. And I also want to give a huge thanks to TAH and my fellow standard moderators of Elendar and Chadbert. Without all 3 of you, there's a lot that we wouldn't have been able to get done.
All right, definitely want to thank our runners. Give them a follow if you can. Shatty, Valence, Sawneyrath, and ghostDunk. Definitely also want to give a thank you to our trackers, Elendar and Tumultalk. And big thank you to Big Slamu for joining me in the commentary booth.
Yeah, this was a blast, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the racings, and looking forward to a bunch more of these this week. So.
All right, well, I'm going to send everybody over to MWDA Shadow, who's doing a Zelda 2 all keys run. So have fun watching that. We'll probably have some VOD restreams of the races we missed from today. We'll probably have some on tomorrow. And of course, we have races during the week. So pay attention to the Z2R Discord for those races when they come up. But then, other than that, thank you for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time.